Last summer, our friend Mary invited us to Congo to visit her daughter, who is Director of Research for the Wildlife Conservation Society at the Nouabale-Ndoki National Park. This meant traveling by plane to Brazzaville, Congo. Then a short flight to Oweso and a boat trip upriver to Bamassa. We left a snowy Arizona. For an overnight stay in Paris. This was a last chance to enjoy Western luxury. Flying all day, we landed in Brazzaville on the Congo River. The Hippocamp Hotel, much different from Paris. Our first view of deep jungle, flying to Oweso. A car from WCS was waiting for us at the airport. Mary, her brother John, and her daughter Terry. We did some grocery shopping at the local market. We boarded a pirogue for a 5-hour ride up the Sangha River. Our pirogue was like this one, but twice as long. It seated 8 with cargo, but was only 1 chair wide. We passed numerous small settlements. And lots of jungle. Here we are up the river. 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 And up the river. A brief stop at Cabo for one of the many passport checks. On the river, it was getting dark. Darker. Very dark. We were met at the park boat dock by the staff, who had a late dinner ready for us. Next morning, we explored park headquarters. We were greeted by a troop of monkeys. Welcome to the jungle. Some of the buildings. Our room is on the left. A view of our room. We shared a screen porch with Mary. The kitchen used a wood-fired oven. heart of the operation was the dining room. Mary examining a park cat that had an injured leg. Terry's lovely house overlooking the Songa River. Our first taste of the Congo jungle was a short hike to Wali-Bai. We passed through a village where one of the local girls greeted us. We asked all sorts of tenderfoot questions. What kind of fungus is this? What kind of fruit is this? Is this an umbrella tree? Is this a chimpanzee nest? What is this insect? A bai is a natural clearing that can contain a meadow, a swamp, or even a lake. This is Wali-Bai. The next day, we packed our gear for a trip to Mbeli-Bai. The 2-hour drive to Mbeli was a challenge. The park sign welcomes authorized visitors only to discourage poaching. Staging our gear in preparation for a Perot journey up the Ndoki River. Paddling the beautiful Ndoki. The Mbeli research camp is seldom occupied due to marauding elephants. The elephant early warning system. we received a report of a possible leopard sighting. While hiking to the platform, we kept a lookout for elephants. We had one close encounter. Welcome to Mbeli-Bai. The Geico Gecko. Barbara and Terry erect our tents for a 2-night stay. Terry prepares our New Year morning breakfast. The New Year Day feast. Annika taking a bucket wash while I watch for elephants. A misty morning greeted the new year. We celebrate with Starbucks Vias thanks to our friend Pat from Florida. We spent New Year's Day watching elephants, gorillas, and other wildlife, which beat the usual bowl games on TV. This fella got spooked by something in the water. Silverback led his troop to feed by the edge of the forest. This youngster got tired of walking in the mud, so Mom carried him. The porter stayed at Mbeli Camp but came to visit on New Year's Day. Terry asked them to trim some trees that were obstructing the view from the platform. reporters were also interested in the images that we were capturing. The next day was a journey back down the Ndoki on the way to Mondika Research Center. Another 2-hour drive. One of the porters rigged a head strap from vines to carry his load. They are often more comfortable carrying loads on their heads than on their shoulders. Starting the 9-kilometer trek to Mondika Research Center. We spent 20 minutes wading through the Jeke River. More unidentified fungus, berries, and flowers. The trees here are enormous. A welcome arrival at Mondika. A tired but happy group. The Mondika River is the only open spot for the solar power station. The new hut for the trackers. Terry brought new solar lights from South Africa. Which pleased the trackers greatly. Our tent, which had real beds, our own pit toilet and bucket shower with water the staff heated over a fire. Our tent was attacked by army ants during the night, but they left after just an hour. The wood grill. Our chef. Everyone likes to hang out around the kitchen. The dining room. A breakfast omelet. The camp manager, Pete. Pete, our eco guide Arnaud, and the chef. The storeroom had been raided for several nights by an elephant looking for salt. The new electrified deterrent system. Which is working, as you can see by the tracks as the elephant backed away. The next morning was our first chance to view gorillas led by trekker Samdi. We were allowed to get as close as 20 feet. At first, heavy brush obscured the view. Then we were able to see clearly. This is Buka, the silverback leader of this group. The real star was Frank, who loved to pose for the camera. Bono is one of the researchers who follow two different groups daily. He showed us how the gorillas forage for fungi on the forest floor. This is what the litter looks like after the gorillas are done.
sens que tu toques bien. Le service madame. Na frère Johnny. Le aide. Le tenez merci na quoi.
Terry and one of the newer trackers. Samdi has been here nearly 20 years and met Terry in the late 90s. Face masks are required to protect the gorillas. A quick lunch of instant oatmeal before leaving for Bamassa. This plant lives underground, but flowers above ground. At the trailhead, we met a group of porters who were taking supplies back to Mandika twice monthly. Recruits for the Bamassa basketball team. The main road to Bamassa village. We spent a day of rest at park headquarters, visiting with one of the park cats. Makuti came to visit with his son. Mary gave him her headlamp since his was broken. All that was left of a palm tree after a night visit from an elephant. The staff took extra efforts to make sure we had a pleasant visit. Eric, director of Bamassa camp, and his family at dinner. The Sangha River from Terry's house. Early the next morning, we took a misty boat ride back to Oweso. The river was very low because this is the little dry season. At the Oweso boat landing, Annika made friends with this little girl. We had breakfast at a nearby restaurant which Terry knew about. These guys were not on the menu. We flew back to Brazzaville on this tired old 707. Souvenir shopping at the market in Brazzaville. Annika's personal shoppers, Jesse and Jules. A farewell dinner on the Congo overlooking Kinshasa. A thunderstorm was brewing that later dumped on us. We returned from the tropics to winter over Greenland.